you can doodle in Procreate. I heard y'all enjoyed my 20 doodle video, so I decided to create another one and bring you 20 more doodles you can create in Procreate, or with pencil and paper, or whatever drawing app you prefer. Just like last time, you can pick your favorites or draw them all, combine them, mix them up with the doodles from the previous video, and create your own doodle artwork. We're working on a canvas that is 2,500 pixels by 2,500 pixels. I will only be using black, and I will be working with the dry ink brush. You can find it under inking. It's a Procreate standard brush. I will have the opacity set to 100%, and I have my size set to 20%. So let's get started with our first doodle. We will create a cute little snail by first creating a swirl. Just like this. Swirl around and then close it here. And then we'll follow this line a bit, go up, make a rounded shape, go down to the left, and then back here. Then we'll make a curvy line here for its bottom part. We'll give him a little smile, two rosy cheeks, or a strange upside down angry face. Then we'll give him his eyes on sticks. One over here as well, of course. And then you can decorate his shell a little bit by adding some lines, curving them a bit. Here we'll curve the other way. And here you can make some dots or little dashes as well. Or decorate his shell any way you like, of course. Next, we'll create a bag. First, we'll create a curved shape. Go down here, then make a curved bottom. Then go back up here. So you get a shape like this. Then we'll make a curved line in the center. That will be the handle of the bag. So a parallel line, curve it like this. And then we'll attach these two lines from left to right. Then a little line like this for the side of the bag. And then we'll curve down here. Then for the inside of the bag, we'll also attach these lines. And here we'll curve around to this side of the bag. Then we'll make another curve for the other handle. We'll go behind here, make these lines, and another one here. Then we can make some vertical lines on the inside of the bag, like this. And let's also make some little stitches right along the top here. I'd also like to make a curved line here along the bottom and along the side. And then we'll create its mouth. We'll make a peanut shape. So something like this. Then at the top, you can create a shape like this. And at the bottom, we'll create a tongue shape. And then color in the rest. So it will look as if it's screaming. Just color that in. Here we can make a little curve for its chin, and then we'll add its eyes. Just simple circles. And then for a little highlight, we can tap and hold the eraser to make it switch to our dry ink brush. And then we can just add a little highlight here and here. And then just make sure to switch back to your brush to create your next doodle. Next, we'll create some candy. First, we'll make like a rounded rectangular shape, but it's slightly angled, just to make it playful. Now let's give it a face. Let's make a bean shape like this. Now let's give it 2 teeth, a little tongue. We'll color in the rest. And then for its eyes, we'll make little circles. You can hold your pen in place and tap one finger on the screen for a perfectly round circle if you like. So draw a circle, hold your pen in place, tap one finger on the screen. And then a little pupil. Then for the sides, we'll make a line like this, and then we'll wave to the bottom and then back to the main part of the candy. Then we'll make some lines like this. And I will do the same on the other side. So we'll move to the left, curve down, and back to the main shape. And then just make these lines moving outward like this. Next up is a mushroom. First, we'll make a big curved shape like this. Then we need to attach these parts like this. And then imagine going from the center downward and then making a curve over here. And then we'll make the stem like this. Then we'll attach lines from the outside to that center part like this. Curved lines, but also here and here and one over here. And then we'll make more lines, curved lines, towards that edge there. And here as we move to the center, we'll make them more straight. And then here we'll move in the other direction. The curves will go the other way. And then you can finish it off by adding some dots. A nice pattern to your mushroom. Or maybe you don't like dots, maybe you want to give it another pattern. It's doodle time, so you can do whatever you like. I'll just go for little dots, giving them various sizes. Like this. Now let's create a teddy bear. First, we'll make its head by creating a rounded shape, but not entirely, not a perfect circle. It can be a little bit wobbly. It'll have ears, of course, one on each side. And in the center, we'll give it a nose. And we'll give it eyes. Let's also give it a mouth while we're at it, like this, with 2 little curves. Then we'll make a line going down like this on both sides. And then we'll make a curve like this. And over here as well, along that other line here. Then we'll attach these two and then create a curve like this, not all the way to its face. And then you already have a simple teddy bear shape. Now we'll make an oval over here for the bottom of its foot. And over here as well. Then we'll add some stitches across its belly and its face. And we also need a semicircle over here for its ear on this side. And then to add more interest, we can grab our eraser again. We can add little highlights in the eyes and on the nose. And for instance, we can add some little lines here in the ear. Just adding some texture. And perhaps we can do some stitches over here. Just follow that oval. And now we have a cute little teddy bear. Next, we'll create a cap. First, we need our brush. Don't forget to grab that. Then we'll make a curve like this. And then another curve like this. So we have that semicircle and then a wavy line attaching to this right part. Then we'll start about here and make a curved line like this, loop back, And there you already have a simple cap shape. That will make a line parallel to this one. We'll add a little wobble at the top and we'll give it a face. Make another bean-shaped mouth. We'll give it teeth here at the top and a tongue, and then we'll color in the rest. Now let's place the eyes, one over here and one over here. And we can also add a line like this, a curve, and also over here. But we'll break it up to leave some space for the eye. Now let's make some dashes here. Just some shading. Let's grab the eraser for our highlights in the eyes. Then back to the brush. And let's also add some lines here on the outside just to add some interest, some shine for our happy little cap. For the crab, we'll start off with a body shape. And it's almost like a very rounded triangle or a weird pebble. I don't know, weird shape, but it's a crab shape. Let's then create its arms by creating a curve like this, then going back, then outward again, then like this, and then a curve over here. We'll do the same on the other side. So we'll make a curve, then back in, then outward, then create a curve like this, and then attach it to the body. Then let's give him eyes on sticks and pupils. And you can actually change his expression by making the pupils smaller or bigger. Then let's add an extra line here and here. And let's color in these, what are they called? Scissors, shears, I don't know. Claws. We'll color those in just to get some variety here. I don't want everything to be light. We want some balance. So we'll make these dark. And over here we can add some dots, for instance, to add some texture. Now let's give him a mouth. I'd like to create like a little sausage shape, then a line through the center to make him look like he has these thick lips. But let's instead give him teeth and make him smile. Then let's add some dots here at the bottom part of its body as well, just for the variety. And then of course he would also like to have legs. We'll just make these very simple lines for legs. Let's just hope he's happy with these. Next up is a book. First, we need to make like a rectangular shape and perspective. So it's more like a diamond shape almost. Something like this. That will be the top part of our book. Then make a curve like this and one over here. So two little curves, and then we need to connect these. Then we'll go to this side parallel to that other line and then make a curve over here as well. And that already looks like a book. We can add more curves here and we can add another rectangular shape here on top for the cover of our book. And you can add anything you like to the cover, of course. I'm just going to keep it really simple. Make these curves in the corner and just these lines. But you could add text or an image to spice up your book. And now let's make these lines here for the paper. Next, it's avocado time. Every doodle needs an avocado. So let's first create a simple avocado shape. And you can make the outline nice and thick. So you can press a little harder and then make a little more outline on the left side. We're going to give the avocado some volume there. So color that in. And if you have drawn too much, then of course you can just grab the eraser and carve your avocado a bit. Then we'll make the stone here. And you can hold your pen in place, make a perfect circle. You can tap here at the top, move it around if you need to, or make the shape a bit different. Then grab your brush and color that in. Just go through that center. Then for its mouth, I'll go for a simple bean shape again and some teeth. But of course you can mix and match here. You can grab any of the other faces that we have drawn, perhaps in the other video, and then put them on this avocado, or put this face on any of the other drawings we have created. The two little eyes. You can really mix and match those styles. Then along the edge, I'd like to add a little like stitch line. Just go all around. And then I'd like to grab the eraser again. So grab that, we'll add little highlights and also a big highlight here on the stone. Like this, maybe some smaller ones here and over here. And we can add some little dots here on the outside because of course an avocado has this distinct texture, and of course this is not realistic, but it mimics it a little bit. You'll add some interest to our avocado. Now we'll create a rocket. First, we need our brush again. First, we'll make a curve going up. And in this case, you can also tap and hold to make a very smooth curve. Then we'll go on the other side. You can hold so you get a nice smooth curve. You can make it easier on yourself. Then we'll darken the top. Color that in, and then add an extra line underneath. Add some dots there. And let's grab the eraser. Let's refine that top a little bit. Don't be afraid to grab your eraser, fix anything that needs fixing, and then just grab the brush again. Then we need a circle over here. Hold your pen in place, tap one finger on the screen for a perfectly round circle, and then make another one on the inside. Hold your pen in place, tap one finger on the screen, and tap circle at the top if you need to move it. To make sure that it's in the center of the other circle. Then grab your brush, color this one in, and then we'll make a shape over here. Like this. It's like almost like a surfboard shape. Color it in. And then on this side, make a shape like this. Like a shark fin. And on the other side as well. Try to make them about the same size. Color this in as well, and here. And then for the bottom part of our rocket, let's make a line over here and here. We'll go down to about here. We add one extra little part. And then here we can make some dots, add some extra texture, and over here, maybe a few over here. And we can use our eraser for a little light in the window, some highlights on these parts. And then you have a simple little rocket. Now let's create an ice cream. First, again, make sure to grab the brush. And then let's make the bottom part first. We'll make a rounded triangular shape like this, but don't close the top yet. We'll make a line going down here and on this side as well, like this. Then we can connect these two parts, and then slightly above we'll make this curve like this. You can hold your pen in place. You can use edit at the top to change it a little bit. Make sure that it's a nice curve. Then grab the brush again and then make this cloud-like shape, almost these little curves along the bottom, and attach it there. And make sure that it touches that cone shape. Now let's give it a face. Let's make a curve first like this, and then a semicircle at the bottom, then another curve like this, and then color this area in. Then let's add two little, well, like ovals over here. So we're already sure this cone, this ice cream cone is happy. And now let's add some texture. I'd like to add some dots over here. And of course we need that distinct pattern on the cone. So we'll make diagonal lines first like this. And then more diagonal lines like this. Until you have a nice pattern like this. And then let's also add some sprinkles. Just make sure that you don't go like too close to the eyes or make them the same size as the eyes, because then it will get a little bit confusing. I think it looks happy. Next up is a shoe. Let's start with the back part with a slight curved line. Then we'll go like this towards the right, curve up slightly, and then we'll go continue and make a curve like this. Then we'll connect these two parts by creating an oval. That'll be the top part of the shoe. Then we'll make a curved line like this towards the front. And then we'll start here and make a line like this and one like this. Is it starting to make sense yet? I think it's starting to look like a shoe already. Now let's make a line parallel to the other one. And I will make these vertical lines along the sole of the shoe. Here we can also make some vertical lines for the inside. And then let's make some holes here for our shoelaces. Then we'll make lines to the other side. Make them stick out a little bit here. So don't just go to the other side, but go a little bit over it. Now let's also make some loose laces. So we'll make a curve like this and one coming from here. And you can add a little thick part here. And we could add some stitches here, for instance, just for some extra texture. But of course you can add anything you like to the shoe. Perhaps you'd like to customize it. I think this next one might be my favorite one. First, we'll make a curve like this. And we'll curve to the left a little bit over here and also here. And then we'll continue this line like this to the left. And then we'll curve up a little bit here. Then we'll start making the lettuce. We'll make curvy shapes like this. Big curves, smaller curves. just make a wavy shape like this. And go closer to the edge as you move to this side. Then we'll continue this line behind the lettuce to get that back part of our taco shell. So that'll be a bit like this. Then we'll make some more lettuce. So just some curved shapes. And you can attach to the front part in some cases. Some parts, making some parts stick out. And then I'd like to make some shapes like this, some cloud-like bumpy shapes for the minced meat. Also over here, perhaps a little bit here, and some tiny little wiggles, just something like this. Then we'll create a nice bean-shaped mouth with teeth like this and a little tongue. Then we'll color this in. And then for the eyes, I'd like to make circles. Hold your pen in place, tap one finger on the screen. Let's make the underside a little bit thicker here. And then add the pupil. And then on this side as well. Now let's also add some dots over here for some texture on our taco shell. And on this side as well. Maybe we can make this top part a little bit more thick. You can just adjust things as you go. But yeah, this one, yeah, it's my favorite. Let me know if this is your favorite as well, or if you have another favorite in this series. Just leave a comment, that would be great. Now on to the next one. By the way, I hope you are having fun drawing these doodles so far. Don't forget to share your work once you're finished. If you're sharing on an Instagram, tag me in the image. That way I'll be able to find it. And I always enjoy scrolling through your tutorial results. And if you would like to have even more doodle fun, then check out Patreon, because there I have 20 more doodles, and there I'll also show you how you can combine all those doodles and turn them into a doodle artwork. But of course at Patreon you'll also get access to a whole lot more Procreate tutorials, a bunch of brushes, and you'll be part of the best group of flow creators. Now let's continue. Again, something food related. First we'll make a curved line like this, and then we'll go down on both sides, and then we'll make another curve connecting these two. And you can also hold your pen in place if you would like a quick shape curve. Then we'll make shape at the bottom, a bit like clouds, simple clouds. And we'll do the same at the top. And you can make some of these shapes big and some of it smaller. And for the mouth, we'll make a semicircle with a horizontal line at the top and two of these happy little eyes. Then we'll make some extra little rice-like shapes. Just these, yeah, like curves, little curves. And also over here, just a few. And then let's color this area in. Now, the reason that I'm not just dropping in the color is that I don't want it to be like completely black and flat. I want there to be some texture. So when I color it in this way, you get that nice texture. It'll look more natural. And also, I think it's quite relaxing to color it this way. So don't worry if it's a little bit messy. Then let's grab our eraser and add some lines here. So let's do a vertical one and some diagonal. And this, I guess it adds a little bit of that shininess. Shininess, is that even a word? it adds that to this little roll, to this little sushi. Next up is a dice. We'll start with a diagonal line and one over here as well, and we'll connect these two with a little curve at the top. Then here we'll curve down. We're going to make like a curved, a rounded hexagon. So here we'll go down as well. And here we'll curve again towards the center. Here as well, curve diagonally towards the center, and then here we'll connect these two parts. And you can just go over those lines, tidy them up a little bit to create that nice rounded hexagon shape. Now I'll make a line over here, another diagonal line, and it's a rounded line here that connects to that part. And we'll do the same over here. So rounded shape and then diagonal towards the center. And here we'll make a curve like this and go down. And then here we'll curve again. And here as well. So we'll make all these rounded corners. Here we'll make a slight curve. You can leave some gaps in some places. You can make a little curve here. So that's how you can make like a cube with rounded corners. Now let's add the dots for our dice. Here we'll make 4. Maybe a little bit higher. So 4 dots like this, and here we'll make 1. And here I'd like to make 2. Then we'll give it quite simple smile. And we can add some extra touches. We can add some little lines. Just for added interest to our dice. We can also add like a little starry shape, star diamond thingy, some sparkles. I think that's nice. Next, let's make a bubble tea. First, we'll make a slightly diagonal line like this and another one on the other side. And of course, you can also use the quick line if you would like it to be very precise. And we'll make a curve here at the bottom for the bottom of our cup. Then an extra little line and then connect it like this. And then let's make like an oval like shape here at the top. But don't close it because I'd like some cream at the top. So we'll make curves like this, but then we'll stop here because I also want a straw. So we'll make 2 diagonal lines and then continue again here. Then here we'll curve like this. And here we'll also have a curve, but it sticks out on both sides. And then here we'll have an opening. We can add some lines like this. And then let's add some lines here following the curve and a face. We'll keep it simple, just a curve and 2 simple eyes. Then for the bubble part, let's first make a little curve here and a wiggle here. And then we'll make a bunch of bubbles. Just make sure to vary the sizes a bit. Some are more visible than the others. Something like this. Then let's grab the eraser and then you can go like this. Add a little curve here to add a little shine to those bubbles. Then with the brush, I'd like to add a little extra. This doesn't happen in real life when you drink bubble tea, but I'd like to add a few bubbles around our tea. And perhaps some lines here on the straw for a little extra. I think that's great. Now let's move on and draw a watch. First, we'll draw a circle hold your pen in place, tap one finger on the screen, and then make another circle right in the center. Hold your pen in place, tap one finger on the screen, and you can tap circle here at the top to make sure you place it in the center. Then grab your brush and add a rounded rectangular shape here at the top and one that's a bit longer here at the bottom. Then let's add these curves right here in these corners and a little thingy here. Then let's make lines here and here across from each other and here and here. And then you can add the others quite easily. It's easier to space them out like this. So first start with like 12 and 6 and 9 and 3, and then you can add the others. Then a curve and a horizontal line and another curve for its mouth. And let's add 2 simple eyes. Then let's add some lines here and also here. Try to space them out evenly. And you could add some volume to the circle, add some line weight to finish off your happy little watch. Next, we'll create a hot dog. We'll start with like a stretched, almost bean-like shape like this. And then let's float some sauce on top. We are just going to make a wiggly shape, and then we'll go back and create that same wiggle like this. So we have a floating wiggle of sauce here. Then we'll make the sausage. First we'll make a curve here. Then we'll add a little sausage thingy, and it will go like this behind our sauce. Now we'll also make a line here right behind our sauce, and then a curve like this with also a little sausage thingy. Does that even have a name? I don't know. Now we can add some more volume, add some line weight, and then for the other side of the bun, we'll make a shape like this. Then for the face, let's make him really happy. Let's make a crazy bean shape. Then we can add the teeth over here and a little tongue. Color that area in again. And then one eye over here and one here. We can add some like stretch lines here for our sausage thingy. And let's also add some dots just to add some texture to the bun, but it also looks a bit like freckles, I guess. It just adds a bit of character to our character here, to our hot dog character. Refine the lines a bit, and we can use the eraser to give him these highlights. Next up is a game controller, an old school game controller. We'll start with a curved line like this, and then we'll add a curve at the bottom here like this, and over here as well. Then we'll connect these two parts like this with just a straight line, and then we'll make one circle over here. Hold your pen in place, tap one finger on the screen, and make another one over here, about the same size. Then let's make a face in the middle. Let's first make a line, then a semicircle like this, little tongue, color this in, little curve for its chin, and 2 of these happy eyes. He's super happy. Now let's make some stitch lines over here and here as well with a curve. And then we'll have a circle over here. Hold your pen in place, tap one finger on the screen, and over here as well. Then we have these two thick lines here, two buttons. Select and start on old school controllers. Let's also make some like shoulder buttons. And then let's add 4 circles in this one. And then we'll color in the outer parts. Like this. And then over here, we'll make a plus sign. So first, kind of like sketch that out and then color in the outside. And of course, if you've colored too much, then you can just grab the eraser and bring something back. And then finally, since this is an old school controller, he needs a little bit of cord. But I think he's okay with that. Look at how happy he looks. Now finally, for our last doodle, I have one more gaming related doodle work. We'll start with a big rectangle with curved edges. Now you might need to adjust it a little bit if it's a little bit wonky. And it's okay, of course, if it's a little bit wonky, but if you feel like the wonkiness is too much, then you can just use the eraser or redo parts. Something like this. Then we'll make another rectangle with rounded corners on the inside, but it's smaller. And on the inside, we'll have a regular rectangle, just with corners, no rounded corners, cornery corners, or corny corners. That's what I'd like to call them, corny corners, and the curvy corners. So just color this in. Color, color, color. Going back to my childhood, both in the way I'm coloring right now and just, yeah, looking at this device, remembering all those hours I played Tetris and a Mickey Mouse game, which was quite frustrating. So I just added some lines and some dots to add some interest. Let's also add a little plus sign here and make it thicker as we go. Maybe make it even bigger. And then over here we'll have 2 dots, 2 buttons. And let's make some diagonal lines here for our speaker thingy. And of course we have our start and select buttons. Those are these diagonal lines. And let's add a little extra here. Give some texture. And for a face, I like the bean-shaped mouth. I want this one to be really happy with these teeth and a silly tongue. And then these really happy eyes. And that was the last doodle. If you are hungry for more, If you want to create more doodles, then like I mentioned before, go to Patreon. I have made a tutorial with 20 other doodle drawings, and there I'll also show you how you can combine them all and turn them into a real doodle artwork. So go check that out. Don't forget to share your work, and then I would love to see you next time for the next video. Thank you for watching.